Okay, we're just gonna give a little overview of how to operate the mini truck. So starting, just like you'd start a gas car, turns to on, and then you turn it to start. There's a little click as the relay kicks in, and then it's on. You can tell it's on when that gauge there shows up. And this is the BMS screen. We'll show drive mode. On the BMS, you can switch to sort of advanced mode by pressing this top right button. That shows the system voltage as calculated by the BMS. System amperage, which is more accurate at higher amps. It's not super critical. The more critical ones are the average cell voltage, 3.2 there, and the low cell voltage. So the average cell is just an average of all the cells, and the low voltage is the lowest cell in the pack. So depending on how much current you're drawing, that cell can change. And right now, these up here at the top are warning lights that come on whenever the low cell goes below 2.5 volts. So when you're drawing a heavy current, and the batteries are cold, that will happen quite frequently. That doesn't mean your batteries are dead, it's just that the cells are cold. So, what else for operation? This switch right here is forward reverse. Up, and we go forwards. Down for reverse. The transfer case still works like normal. Always just running in high. If you need to tow it or something, you can go on neutral. And low. Low engages the front drive shaft, but in order to engage four-wheel drive, you need to connect the front axle. So there's a lever on the front axle, which is normally vacuum operated. You need to move it manually because there's no vacuum system on the truck. But with all the weight over the batteries, or the weight over the rear wheels of the battery pack, I've almost never used four-wheel drive. The heater system is the switch to the left, but it will only come on when the heater is on setting 2 or higher. And that's to prevent the electric heater core from just sitting there baking with no airflow through it. So turn it on to setting 2, and I turn the heater on, and you'll see the current. It'll jump up to, it'll get up to close to 20 amps depending on the system voltage. This gauge here is the main one you use while you're driving, so it shows the actual system voltage as measured directly from the pack, the system current, the kilometers or the amp hours used on this charge, and your speed. So every time you charge it, I'll do it right now just to show you, you press and hold the left button for a couple seconds. No, sorry, that's set up. And, let's try that again. Press and hold to get out of setup. Oh no, I gotta go through. Go through advanced, leaving setup. Okay, press and hold the right button, sorry. There we go, reset. So now it's starting counting amp hours again, because I'm still running the heater. 0 speed. When you just press the left or right buttons, it just cycles through the different screens. So that's how many watt hours I've used. This is your average watt hours per kilometer. Regen percentage and amp hour. Minimum amperage, so that'd be regen amperage. Maximum amperage, minimum voltage recorded. Maximum speed, average speed, time since you started driving. This is the battery pack total. Total since we got the truck, we've had 355 cycles. They count a cycle as a reset. So every time you reset with the right button, total amp hours gone through the pack and the total kilometers we've driven. So essentially your odometer and your speedometer are right here. And then in this screen shows your voltage, kilometers per hour, amp hour, and kilometers driven in amps. And then this screen shows kilowatts, so your power draw and amp hours instead of speed. And cycle through again. There we go, kilometers per hour and kilometers or amp hours. That's what I usually use. This little red button right here controls this gauge. So I can go between. This is the motor controller gauge, so this is hooked directly to the motor controller. So this is the motor amps, the system voltage again. You got 3 different ways to show voltage here. They should all show about the same. There'll be a little 75 on the cycle analyst on the left, 74.7 there, and 74.7 there. So pretty close. This will also show you motor temperature, 7 degrees Celsius, and controller temperature. The controller always runs a little bit hotter than the motor, but I've never had it above like 37 degrees. So because this battery pack is such a low voltage, it never really stresses out this controller or motor. You could run 50% more voltage and then you'd be pushing it a little bit harder, but still no issues. So RPM, amps, voltage, motor temperature, controller temperature, and I just keep it on RPM usually. The top one will flash for service issues. It gives codes that you can look up on the internet for the controller model. The bottom is sort of a rough voltage approximation thing for battery capacity, but it's calibrated for lead acid, so it doesn't really do anything. Other than that, radio, AM radio works just fine. The heater setting, so this works like normal, but it only puts out heat in floor or defrost. When you have it on here, it just brings in direct fresh air from outside, so it's cold. The heater core is a dual ceramic heater core. They're basically 2 of them together, and then they're running off lower voltage because the pack's only 77 volts instead of 120. So it produces overall about 1600 watts. Actually, you can see about 1700 watts to run the whole truck. So that's headlights on, and sorry, that's 170 watts. Just a minute. There, heater's on. There we go. Once that gets up, about 1600 watts total. So there we go. Turn that off. Turn that off. So if I turn this on, that's the heater switch. If I turn that on, it does not do anything until this fan goes to speed 2. And then you can hear the heater relay click in. There, hear that click out. So that's to make sure it does not bake the heater cores if you have them on and the fan off. One thing to keep in mind, you need to have this switch off before you shut the truck off. Just because of that safety circuit we've had in there, if you have this on, for some reason the truck doesn't always shut off correctly. I don't know, it's just a weird little thing. Occasionally it's just a gremlin, but it's easily solved by making sure that switch is off when you shut the truck off, so no issues. Okay, that'll be it for now.